This is my Nalo 3 tent from Hilleberg. In a previous video you saw me set this up in the wintertime, and it's fantastic for the winter. But when it gets hot in the summer, it really doesn't have enough cross ventilation to keep you cool inside. Hilleberg can hook you up with a mesh tent that either stands alone or fits inside of the built-in fly on their other tent. This is a game changer in tent living in the desert or in a hot, humid southern summer. So let's take a look at it. Well, obviously they've got this set up in the Sonoran Desert. So here's the mesh tent, standing alone. And then here's the mesh tent inside of the fly. It connects to the fly. Then you leave off the front door, you open the front flap, and you open the rear flap. And there you can get a nice breeze and be protected from any possible rain. Okay, another option is simply to set this up and either leave it exposed if you're sure there's not going to be any rain, depending where you're set up, or put a fly over it, and the fly will give you even more cross ventilation. So you've got a lot of options with this thing, and that's really cool because it's modular and it builds on what you already got in the other tent. The one thing that you don't have if you buy this is a separate fly like a tarp. But man, just go get a tarp or get a really thin nylon fly. The mesh tent does not include a set of poles. You've got to buy that separate. Or you can do like I did and just scavenge the poles out of this tent. This bag is plenty roomy. It is very easy to get the stuff back inside the bag. And after it's in there, everything is squishy. That means that the bag will conform to whatever other stuff you have in your backpack. Makes it easy to pack. Another well thought out design element from Hilleberg. And notice I'm calling it Hilleberg this time, not Helleberg. Everybody makes mistakes. I just don't like to make the same ones over and over, you know? Another thing I did get is some extra sleeves for the pole ends. I got an extra set of sleeves. They were cheap, so I just got them in case I lose them. This is the foot of the tent, and this is the head. These two corners are the only ones that have to be pegged down, but I'm going to do more than that anyway. One pole has a couple of red tags on either end. The other pole doesn't have the red tag. So one of the poles goes in front and one of them goes in back. Which one's which? Well, the two toggles at the front corners are the only red ones on the mesh tent. And so that's how you know that this pole goes with them. So we just go through all of these. Now I'm going to place this end of the pole in here. That'll hold it and allow it to stand up. Remember the rule, push the pole, pull the fabric. Gentle with it. The mesh inner tent comes with these guy lines. I'm going to attach one guy line to this loop and the other guy line going out that way to this loop. And loop it around. That ties the guy line to the loop. So it will only slip down, you know, so far and no further. So I'm just going to make it snug. I want to show you how to set up this sliding toggle, but first I want to change this knot into something I think will hold better. This is a simple square knot, could slip. Loop it under. Then give it a full twist. So my finger's down and it's down again. Now run this, working in through the bite and pull it tight. Hold this toggle like so. Slide the guy line into this notch and that'll hold it right there. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna adjust this to tighten it just a little bit. About like that. Check and make sure this pole isn't bent too much. It's got a very slight curve coming up and around and then back down. But that's certainly within its tolerance. I've got 4 corners pegged and 2 guy lines. I think I'm good. Check out some of these features. Got a pocket up here to hold your handgun and your keys and your cell phone. One on this side, a line here you can hang stuff on. So you could put some socks up here to dry, or hang a light. You could hang a light here. This is the Nalo 3, so the size of it is adequate for 3 adults. You could put 2 adults sleeping lengthwise here and here, shoulder to shoulder, and have plenty of room. Then you could add a 3rd person if you really had to, squeeze somebody in here with their shoulders down there. You can use this with the Nalo 3 footprint. Is this dense mesh material dense enough to keep out the gnats and the mosquitoes and allow the breeze to come through? So we're going to test that. Take a look over here. The front door is closed. Just want you to see how dense the material is. Got a nice breeze blowing right now.
Oh yeah.
As I say, it's kind of off and on. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Freaked them out when they found out we were in here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's the good thing and the bad thing about guineas. The good thing is that they're great alarms. The bad thing is that they're great alarms if you're trying to shoot a video. This ain't Hollywood. This is real. So like, I've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for the breeze to pick back up so I can show you that it really carries through here. The breeze simply died down. So you're gonna have to take my word for it that when the breeze is blowing, it drifts right through here. Just not happening for me right now. The breeze is kind of light right now, but I can feel it cooling the sweat. So this material definitely is dense enough to keep out the gnats and the mosquitoes, and yet allow the breeze. The mesh inner tent for the Nalo 3 is 2 pounds, 6 ounces. Add a couple of poles, minimum 4 tent pegs, and a couple of guy lines, and you're still under 3 pounds. Add an ultralight fly, and you're still under 4 pounds. It's not an ultralight option, but it is a good light option. I'm going to put these guy lines in the mesh pocket. So, quarter, another quarter. sort of bunch it up. Just stuff it. Fits in there great. Okay, you know me, I love really good stuff. And I am really glad that somehow I conned my boys into buying me that mesh tent for my birthday. They all pitched in and got it for me. Thanks, boys.